What is up, loyal lads and ladies? My name is MidnightWolf, and welcome to a new video that I have not done in a very, very long time. I've kind of taken a long break from YouTube, and for good reason. There's been a lot going on in my life these last 6 or 7 months, 6 or 7 months, that has really kind of disrupted my normal routine on things. So that's kind of the point of this video, is to kind of get you guys kind of up to date on what has been going on the last 6 months. So um quite a bit has happened. So I guess the first thing I wanted to say is beginning of last year, kind of near the beginning, actually like right around a year ago, from like a couple of days ago. A family member had passed away, and they did leave a little bit of an inheritance. Nothing too crazy, but it definitely certainly helped us out tremendously, and we are very grateful for that. It was definitely hard to have to go through, but such is life. Um, Things like that tend to happen. So fast forward a little bit, we get kind of closer to summertime, and we um decided it was time to start really looking for a house. So we spent a good chunk of the summer, looking at realtor.com and uh I'm blanking on the other one. But we were checking all the real estate apps that had all of the different things, different houses that we uh, would want to look at here in the state of Oklahoma. And we kept searching, and just nothing. So finally, we find a house, and we go through a lot of hurdles to get to that point, and then finally, around the time that we were finally going to close on the house, we had some complications with our dog, and around that time was still doing YouTube content. Around that time, I was doing space engineer videos, and then a kind of tragic thing happened with my dad. With my dad. Then a tragic thing happened with my dog, and we ended up having to have him put down, unfortunately. So mentally and emotionally and physically, I was just really tired and drained. So I realized I needed to take a break from the YouTube scene and just kind of enjoy life and enjoy the process of getting things going. We um, quickly, like soon after that, my wife and I, we really enjoy having a companion around. So we decided to go ahead and get a standard poodle. So we do have a new puppy. So that was kind of a weird situation too, because we were supposed to get that we were supposed to get that poodle pretty soon after we had purchased her, but then the breeders took in some stray dogs that uh, had a sickness that kind of infected all of their other dogs. And so it kind of prolonged when they were allowed to give us our dog. So that, that it kind of worked out though, because months back we had already planned a trip to Tennessee. So we were meeting up with some friends up in Tennessee, and had some fun there. Went to like places like Dollywood and places like Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg, mainly Gatlinburg, but we did go into Pigeon Forge a little bit. Um, and we went to one of our favorite places in Tennessee called Cades Cove, which was really nice. So then we finally come back from our trip, and we finally get our dog. We finally get our puppy, and then we also around that time closed on our house, which that was a whole ordeal because uh, we had some complications with the roof on the house. So we had negotiated that the previous homeowners were to cover a lot of different fixes, including the roof. Um, that was kind of a part of the deal, um, but their insurance wasn't covering the roof for some reason, and so we ran into some complications with that. And long story short, we ended up having to pay for the roof. We decided to we really loved. Oh, let me let the video catch up. We decided we really wanted this house. We were pretty much sold on it, and I mean, I know that's kind of sketchy situation to be in, but we did actually fortunately have the money to be able to get a new roof. Um, and so we did that. Went ahead and closed on the house back in like October-ish is kind of the timeline there. And then the next several months was a bit of a challenge because around the time that we closed on the house was when work decided to ramp up, and we were doing a lot of overtime. So I was working 10 hours a day, like Monday through Friday, and then like 8 hours on Saturday. Like it was kind of a ridiculous amount of hours because we were nearing the end of a job site. So, and for those of you who don't know, I'm an electrician, I'm a licensed electrician. So, that's kind of my day job. But, um, so yeah, we closed on the house, and then work ramped up, and then I was like unavailable to do anything with the house hardly, other than like short windows of time in the evening times, and a little bit more on the weekends, but not as much because I still was working on Saturdays. So it was a bit of a mess. My wife did a good chunk of the work. She did the paint jobs and whatnot. And so, as you can tell, like we're in a completely different area. This is a different room than what you guys are used to. We got a black wall behind me, which is kind of nice. Makes it kind of easier to stand out a little bit more. And also, I can do like cool little, like I'll figure out which side it's on. I could do cool little graphics like this that really stand out and really pop out. So, um, I this is gonna be great. Um, so yeah, we pretty much finally got the house to a livable state. Like 2 or 3 weeks ago. And so we've just been unpacking, getting things situated, moved in. And so we've been living here a solid good 2 to 3 weeks. And there's been a lot of work still to be done and have been doing to get us to where we really want the house. Um, we've been doing a lot of yard work now too, trying to get that all situated. So, long story short, I know that it was a bit of a ramble, but that's kind of what we've been up to, and that's kind of why I've been away for a while. But the point of this video is to reassure you guys that I'm not permanently gone. I've been secretly trying to do things to get back into this, and that includes improving my setup, which I want to actually show you guys here in just a second. Kind of what I've got going on. Now, keep in mind, we're still kind of decorating and getting things situated so that my office is not going to be um, completely done. So just bear that in mind that there's still a lot of decorating that we've got to take care of. But overall, this is what we've got going on, man. It's going to be really cool, and I can't wait to show you guys. I still probably have to talk to my wife in regards to whether or not she will allow me to do a walkthrough. I would really like to of the entire house, but I've got to make sure that she's on board with it before I post something like that on the internet. So stuff like that, just communication and being on the same page. I don't want to do anything outside um, of that. So just out of respect for her, um, which also means we'll have to, you know, make sure the house is all tidied up and whatnot before then. But and there's still some other unfinished projects that we got to get done before we're probably really ready to show it off, anyways. So it'll probably be a little bit before we do that. But I'd love to do like a little walkthrough, a little tour of what we've done to the house so far, and this, that, or the other. I would love to show like a before and after of everything. Um, so yeah, so that's kind of the rundown of what we've been dealing with and what we've been working on and working towards. But we are finally here, and a lot of you have kind of followed me a little bit on the journey. Um, from what I've mentioned in a lot of my streams and videos in the past about what's going on in my life. I haven't really shared a whole lot in those videos, but there's like tidbits of information throughout. Many of you um, probably already knew through the Discord chats that I've had that that I've been living with my in-laws for the last 7 years, and um, kind of another extension within this video that I want to kind of make and address is my absolute gratitude um, for them and their willingness to open up their house and letting us stay with them, um, so that way my wife and I could really establish a really firm foundation for ourselves before just diving headfirst into something. And I'm very grateful for them, and I love them dearly. They've been amazing hosts over the years, and um, yeah, I'm very grateful for them. So thank you guys. You know who you are if you ever do watch this video. Thank you so much for the 7 years to really get our foundation built. So um, couldn't thank you guys enough. Um, so all that to say, so I've talked about kind of a little bit of the past in regards to where we're going. I'll kind of show you a little bit of the present now, I suppose. So I'm gonna, get my camera. I'm using my phone now, right now, just testing that out to see how I like it in regards to recording videos. But I will grab that, and we will kind of give you a little tour of the office. I can at least show you a little bit of that. So, yeah, let me just go ahead and do that real quick. All right, so here is a quick little tour of the office. I'm not going to really show you a whole lot, because really it's not really 100% done just yet, but it's a good, foundation for what we've got going on here with my setup. I think that you guys will enjoy it. Like, this is the only room that I can really show you guys right this moment. But like I said earlier, I think that it'll be great to be able to show you guys the entire house at some point. But that'll be probably a later date if I can uh, get the approval of my wife, because I want to respect, it's also her house too, and I want to respect her privacy and whatnot. So um, we'll discuss that and figure out if we can show off the house at some point. But um, so anyways, here is the office. I'll just go ahead and do the big reveal. So this is kind of what it looks like. Um, please don't mind the mess. There's the command center right there. There's my setup. Very happy with it so far. Like I said, I've got to do a lot of decorating, so there's going to be a lot of different things that I'm going to have to add to it, especially the soundproofing aspect of it, or the sound dampening, I should say, because as you can tell, there's a bit of an echo. A lot of that will be probably improved upon by adding like maybe a rug or something down low, and adding some sound dampening stuff on the walls and stuff like that. So once it all gets decorated and whatnot, I'll do another kind of tour of everything to just kind of show that off. But as you can see, there is a fancy little fan. Pretty cool. I like it. that upper ring actually changes colors, and then the bottom ring can change. You can change the warmness of the main light, and the fan actually, despite its size, actually puts off a lot of air. So I'm very pleased with it. I think it looks really cool, very fancy, and it kind of matches the aesthetic that I'm going with. You might be thinking, "Holy cow, that's a lot of black." It is. It it really is a dark room, but I love it. It's great. It's great for the ambiance. So, anyways, once again, there's a bit of a mess there, but got my internet stuff and whatnot down here. Got my awesome PC here, with a few upgrades that I've done since the last time you guys have seen me. And I've got the monitor right there on an arm, which is cool. And I've got a mount for my phone, so that way I can use it as like a webcam or a streaming cam. I bought this arm here for my microphone. So I've got a microphone set up, uh, and normally, but right now I'm holding it. Um, so, and then just various decorations here and there. Um, Once again, none of this is final, but, and it's a little bit sloppy, I'm going to be honest, but oh well, it'll get fixed at some point and it'll be nice. There's a little closet there. Y'all don't really need to see what's in there. So yeah, I mean, overall, I'm very happy with the way this room is turning out. Still a lot of work to be done, but it's a good start nonetheless. So let me put the micro or let me put the phone back where it goes, and we'll, of course, uh, kind of do a few closing remarks, and I'll let you know about some future projects that we've got going on. So, yeah, here we go. Okay, so yeah, that was the tour of the office so far. Once again, like I said, we'll do a full house tour at some point, hopefully, if I can get my wife on board with that. But we'll see what that will entail. So, yeah, I really do appreciate you guys being patient with me, and uh, I hope it'll be well worth the wait. I have some plans for the future. Plans hopefully in the near future. I'm trying to work on a few projects to get things set up for a few series here and there, because this channel kind of started out with a few smaller little projects, and then the main one was the Star Citizen stuff. Well, let me go ahead and get things kind of geared up here. So I have some future content that I want to do. Um, so that being said, here's kind of the big announcements for this video. I am planning on doing a Star Citizen Life Among the Stars reboot. So I'm wanting to revisit the series, but I'm not going to treat it as like a continuation of where I was. I'm kind of wanting to kind of start over with it. Mainly because I'm wanting to kind of change the format of it just slightly. It's going to take a little bit more work to do and pull off, which means it'll probably take me a little bit more time and probably fewer streams, at least in terms of frequency. But I think hopefully the quality will improve and have um, some more interesting features. So I look forward to doing that. So that's like going to be one of my main projects going forward. But I don't want to start, or I don't want to just stop there with one project. And I'm hoping that I can pull this off because it's going to be a lot of work. But I actually have a couple more projects that I'm going to pull up here now. Um, that I'm wanting to do. Now, there's going to be another game that I'm going to play on here that is very similar to Star Citizen. And it's another space game, if you will. But then there's gonna be a third one that's like kind of like out there in terms of the thing, and people might be like, "Oh, the YouTube algorithm is gonna hate that. But you know what? I'm just here to have some fun. So whether or not these videos blow up, I don't care. So I'm just here to have fun and hopefully to entertain you guys. So let me just, without further ado, like let's just go ahead and throw them up here. I've got the Space Engineers 2 series that I'm going to start. So whenever I went on my hiatus, you guys remember I was playing Space Engineers 1, where, well, I had purchased Space Engineers 2 first because I thought it was further along than what it was. And then I found out that was just a small little demo that had very bare minimum stuff in it, which it was still pretty impressive what they were able to do with it. But it wasn't anywhere near where it needed to be. But from what I understand, they've already released the survival mode since the last time I've been able to pick it up. So we might do a little Space Engineers 2 survival action there, which will be fun. But then you probably also see this other. I keep trying to figure out which direction I need to point. You might see this other one that's like kind of out in a completely different genre of game. So I'm a big fan of like the open worlds, like survival genre, and so I wanted to do a little bit more of that. And so there hasn't been like a game that really satisfied the open world zombies survival like itch that I've had over the last several years of gaming. There's been a few that have attempted to get to where or get to the game that I've always envisioned, but they've always fallen flat. Well, Vane, they recently have come out with early access. So it was in a early demo stage. And it's kind of funny because as a demo, it had way more features than a lot of finished games in that same sort of genre. And it looked very polished for the most part. There's still a few visual things that they could improve upon, like the characters kind of look a little stuff like that, and some of the animations they kind of need to work on a little bit, but I think they are eventually going to improve a lot of those things. But the visuals on the landscape is really good. These mechanics that they have in there is so good, and so I want to do a little series with that as well. So that's my game plan. Gonna try to start up 3 different projects, and we'll see where it leads. But anyways, I've kind of rambled on long enough, I think. Um, so let me kind of go back to this, but yeah, no, I'm excited, and I hope the wait for this content will be worth it to you guys, because I've been wanting to do this for so badly, like for so long, and this new house has finally given me the better location, the better setup, to be able to provide hopefully better quality content. Because as you could tell in um, my little uh, showcase, my internet is literally right next to my computer, so I should have much better internet in that regards, much better quality of content, hopefully, or at least that's not going to be the thing that bottlenecks me. And I've also have a few computer upgrades as well that will definitely help in terms of the performance on certain games, like Star Citizen and whatnot. So a lot of exciting things are on the horizon, and I've been waiting, and I've kind of been putting this video off for quite some time. But I figured I've waited long enough. I want to let you guys know that these videos will be coming soon, and these streams will begin relatively soon. Um, the Life Among the Stars will take a little bit more work to get started. So I don't know if that will be the first thing that you guys will see, but it's gonna still be one of the main videos on this channel, uh, main series, I should say, on this channel. But don't be surprised if some of those other ones pop up sooner, just because there's more work that I'm going to want to put into the Life Among the Stars. So all that to say, thank you guys so much. You guys are true loyal lads and ladies. I don't just say that as a funny saying or a cool saying. I really genuinely mean that. From the bottom of my heart, that you guys have stuck with it, despite my my loyalty to you guys, and loyalty to um, releasing new content for you guys. I'm I'm so close, and we are going to be getting into a rhythm hopefully really soon. So if you're here for the Star Citizen content, there's going to be plenty of that rolling. If you're here for the Space Engineers content, there's going to be plenty of that. If you want to see Vane content, if that's something that you're interested in, that'll be available to you guys. And I might have like a special day of the week for each one at some point whenever I can get into a rhythm on things. So there's that. And then I think one more like side project that I'd kind of like to do is maybe a little bit more vlog videos, kind of like this one. I don't know, it might be fun. We'll see on that, but I'll have to get me a mobile microphone because I had to like take this microphone off of its boom to do that, and it was kind of awkward. So hopefully, I can get me a little, small little portable microphone that I can attach to my collar there, so I can actually walk around with my phone and do better vlogs. But anyways, I keep rambling on, and I do apologize. A lot of you guys already know that about me, so I'm terrible with outros. So, anyways, um, yeah, I hope you guys have had a great 6 months. I hope you guys have um, been doing well and healthy, and despite all the things that are going on in this world, a lot of craziness going on right now. Uh, but hopefully, even through all the heartaches and all the pain of this world, we can still find joy and excitement. So, um, thank you guys, and I will see you guys really, really soon. You guys take care.